करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
Yeah, we take up any questions? Yes, Lipi.
Slightly personal question. When you face the deity in Lord Ayyappa, what did you think? What was the thought that went through your head?
I can't, to answer directly, I can't exactly remember or catch or anything because the darshan itself was like a overwhelming experience, so to say. But I'll tell you in general, I mentioned about one Mr. Aravinder Subramaniam who gives lectures on Lord Ayyappa majorly and other subjects also, but he is one of the sort of most sought after speaker and author on Lord Dharmashastra. So, as we said, this temple journey is unique with vis-a-vis other pilgrimage and other temple journeys for various reasons that we mentioned. One is that the Lord himself said that he will give darshan once a year on the Makara Sankranti day, where the temple will be open. That was the tradition of it. So it is not like all the days, all the time open type of a temple. And those who are supposed to go there are supposed to follow the Vrata and go there. And this temple exemplifies the process and the destination, which is the Vedantic path towards self-realization or God realization. That is why upon the hill, there are 18 steps which you cross, and what is written there is actually Tattvamasi. So the Satchit Ananda Swarupa that he is sitting there, he gives that unknown bliss even for a split second, because the police are anyway going to push you. They are not going to allow you to stay for more than a second there. Though from people's experience, they say that the Kerala police here are a little more compassionate than the Tirupati police in Andhra, the famous Lord Venkateshwara temple. There also you before a glimpse that you say you are pushed out of the... Now, the entire... So what was the experience of many people? I'm not talking about our group or something. In general, what they say is, this maybe applies to all temple, all gods also. But the Lord giving himself in the process as it is, that is, not just granting the boon of the devotee, but giving himself in the process is the Tattvamaya of the Vrata and the journey of Sabarimala temple. So therefore, an unspoken bliss is what people who go there in the proper way, they experience, even if it's for a split second. Of course, then you stand in the queue, come again and have darshan again. Like any other temple, that because having come all the way, you want to have as much darshan as possible, and next day you can stay and come again. Like that, it will be there. And in fact, we saw whenever there is small children and others or very elderly people, the police themselves pull them in and say, come on, view quickly, and then go like that. They were saying like that also. So here I'm talking now from a very general point of view only. It is the process of course, see what happens, what are the experience of people who have gone there many times. It is that, as we said, this 2 months can be taken as like a period where they use it for like a personal spiritual rehabilitation, and then they maintain the discipline with that thought process. It could be temporary, it could be permanent. With that thought process, then they go. Then what they gain out of that is maximum. Okay, this applies again in any spiritual quest for that matter also. It is the preparation, it is the process that culminates in the destination. So you will find obviously along the way also people may be fighting, or they'll be shouting at each other, why do you do this? There will be a lot of... So then you can't say that what happened to all the self-control and anger control and various things that you are supposed to practice. Even when we went by train and all, there was fight with the station master or TT. All those things were there. And not only that, how does the tongue go through the taste of every food that you eat there? The whole idea is not to be bothered about all, but all those things are there. It is not that a person wears a mala and prepares himself for the journey and therefore immediately he is realized. Not like that. So for people who have gone many times and with the genuine as much as possible, because if all the vratas that are given in the according to the Lord and the Puranas, if it is given, if a person is able to follow exactly everything, he is already Ayyappa. He is already the God. He in fact doesn't need the pilgrimage also. It is like saying the qualifications that are given for a student to study Vedanta, the fourfold qualifications. If those qualifications are there in you fully, you are a realized person already. So it is to the extent that we try to develop those qualities, to that extent we become prepared to gain the knowledge of Vedanta. So what happens is, when people go there like this many times, slowly they become also matured over a period of time. Now, in one of the slokas and other things, what is being glorified about the Lord is that he says, Kshipra prasada niratam shastaram pranamamyam. Kshipra means just like this. Just like this. So whatever people have in their minds and they ask for, that is granted immediately. See, some may go for child or finance or health or even just a normal peace, whatever it is. So that is granted. That is like granted, and there are what you call living miracles in their own lives, which people vouch for, and people who have gone there many times, they know how it happens. Also, as I said, this is applicable for all deities, all temples, no exception here. But why this is being specially talked about is only because the Vrata period is 48 days, 45 days to 48 days. So big period and a very small gateway to go, in the sense this period only in January or something like that. Therefore, it is talked about it. It is very interesting fact that again I said, no, in Kerala they have some method by which they do prashna and find out some solutions, etc. Nowadays, the devotees, pilgrims count crosses lakhs and lakhs, which used to be thousands in 50s or 60s. Then it became lakhs in 80s. Now it is multiple lakhs, because many people in the cult of Ayyappa in Andhra Pradesh started in 80s, 90s only. Essentially, South Tamil Nadu and Kerala, they were the only people who are somewhat known to this. Otherwise, it is not a big known thing like that. Then in Andhra Pradesh, 80s and 90s, it started in Karnataka. So Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka now maximum pilgrims come. Then only Tamil Nadu. Then Kerala people are very less. Though the temple is in Kerala, it's very less. And probably those devotees who are there, they also go every monthly thing whenever it is there in that short path that they go. That is the statistics that say. So since even in the whole period of this 1.5, 2 months, lakhs and lakhs of people go, they have a count by which they are able to calculate who are the real devotees who came and who really benefited out of the trip. In 2024 or so, it was just 7 people. Don't ask me how they calculated or whatever it is. They are just 7 people, and they say even in 1970s, 80s, you go up to the Pampa River from where the final stretch of climbing starts. There, the major Guru Swami or Tantri or whoever it is, he is sitting there. Whoever has done Vrata and come there also, he sees them there by the face and he says, you keep your irmudi, go back to your home. You are not eligible to climb, like that. So, that sort of sanctity, that sort of penance, that sort of austerity. Now it is like, very many people say it as a joke, but out of sadness only. Ready-made irmudis are there available in Pampa. So Friday night they go there. They put on the irmudi, climb up. So Monday they are back to the office in in Chennai or wherever it is. Like that. It has become like that. And now they are also wanting to build a helipad somewhere around that area, like how they do it for Gangotri. Like that, there. All those things are inevitable. It will come. But what Lord says is that you, as I said, in that same word is given. One who takes money to the shop, he goes and buys things and comes. One who merely goes to the shop without money, he sees the things and comes. Like that, people may see and come, but one who wants to get the grace, he has to pay the price, which is, he said, you have to come like this, etc. Now, beyond the 18 steps where he is giving himself, he is sitting as the Satchidananda Murti, means the even the momentary transaction for worldly level devotees, because after 6th chapter we are going to see the 7th chapter in Gita. Lord says there are 4 types of devotees. Devotees who approach God for material satisfaction. They are also devotees, but you and I cannot have any comment against them. I mean, they come to God to ask for money or come to God for their emotional solace. They are also okay. If the emotional solace is not there, they may not come. Fine, but still God accepts them as devotees. And intellectual curiosity may be there. These are all at the utilitarian level of worship. A true jnani is one who wants him for his own sake, nothing else. There is non-utilitarian type of worship. For them, that momentary darshan transports them, they say, into a different realm of experience. Because invariably, even, of course, everybody is conscious and they have the darshan, etc. But when the Deeparadhana is going on or something is happening, your eyes, when it closes, what it means is that that which is there on the sanctum sanctorum outside is actually the Lord of my heart inside. That's what it is. So, so the Tattvamasi principle, that you and I are one and the same, that principle is sort of firmly there and fully established, and that is one uniqueness of this temple. Now, I really don't remember, because that climbing of the 18 steps itself was a very overwhelming experience for the first time when we did it. I do not know what holds in future, but that was it. And then we got, when we went for Ayyappa, Lord Ayyappa, Nai Abhishekam is the most important. Nai means ghee, ghee Abhishekam. Like some deities have certain things which are peculiar and special for them. Like Tulasi Mala, Salagrama Puja, and all those things are meant for Vishnu. And pouring water on the Shivalinga and the Bilva leaves and those things and the ashes are very important for Lord Shiva and Shivalinga. If you go to Kartikeya also, very many Abhisheks are there. But Panchamrita, one type of sweet, that Abhisheka and those things, and Chandan and those things are for Lord Kartikeya. For Ayyappa also, various Abhishekas are there. But ghee is very important. That's why they, in the Irumudi, one portion is, you are carrying the ghee. You are carrying the ghee inside the coconut. That ghee is offered to him. So as I said, that ghee represents the core of yourself, which is, because ghee is a permanent thing which doesn't get affected, or which doesn't get spoiled. So within this spoiling matter, the unspoiled Atma is there. That Atma, which is representative of the core of the Jivatma, is merged with the Paramatma. That is one aspect. And this is the only journey where we said the journey starts with the Guru and ends with the Guru. In the sense, you put the mala by approaching a Guru Swami who is going to be the guide during the yatra. And the Guru of all Gurus is sitting there showing this Jnana Mudra. Here the God is not having, I'm giving you abhayam, or I'm giving you or weapons. No. Other hand is even looking like this only. There's nothing that he holds in the other hand also. He's in the yogic pose sitting there and holding this Jnana Mudra like this. So the Guru of all Gurus is there saying that Tattva, that you and I are one and the same. So since probably I knew of it before what the Tattva and other thing, I was trying to hold that thought. That's what I sort of remember. And the next day we had one special darshan also. And as I said, evening we came again and saw a couple of darshan, Pushpa Abhishek. Tiruvabharanam, they say, is a very important festival in these 4 days. Tiruvabharanam means Abharanam. That's the Sanskrit Abharanam only. Tiru in Sanskrit, Tamil or Malayalam is equal to Sri, meaning a respectful, this thing. So Tiruvabharanam, since I could not, sorry, I forgot to cover this on Sunday. Lord Ayyappa, as Manikanta was born as he was raised as the prince, son of the king. And for the sake of his mother only, he came to the forest to get the tiger's milk, etc. is the story we saw. And finally, when he comes back and he reveals himself, King Rajashekara, as a disciple, asks him various questions pertaining to Vedanta. So, like we have Bhagavad Gita, like we have Rudra Gita, like we have Datta Gita, like we have Uddhava Gita, there is something known as Bhutanatha Gita. Bhutanatha Gita is a Vedantic text, conversation or dialogue between Lord Manikanta and his father, King Rajashekara, where he is asking various questions, creation, gunas, various tattva, and there only how to approach you, what are the methods and all those things are given there. After the thing is over, then he says that I will be part and parcel of Kali Yuga, seated here only in the form, you can, if anybody wants to come, I'll be there in the temple. So he says where I should build the temple. And he leaves an arrow. Wherever this arrow falls, that's where the temple is. And it falls on Sabarimala or Nilimala. That is where the temple is built. So then the king has a final request. That and on Makara Sankranti day, people can come and worship me. Like that is the thing. So the king says, you are not only the Lord, but you are the prince of this country also. You are the ruler also here. And I would also like to relate to you in that way also. He finally submits. So Lord Ayyappa says that whoever is the representative king of Pandalam, Pandalam is the Padmatalapuram where he is, starting from him, they will come and visit him after the puja is over. He will dress himself as the prince. So that is called Tiruvabharanam. So that means they, every evening for 5 days, they put on the dress of a prince, give sword in his hand, put that crown. So when we had the Shasta Priti event because of Abbas 50th year in Calcutta, they recreated that environment only. Those who came that day here, they know that how that Tiruvabharanam box is taken from the palace, which is in Pandalam, to the temple. It goes via the another route in the jungle and then joins the main route, and it taken there. And for 5 days, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 4 days, they put it on and they remove it in the evening, but it is available for darshan for those who come in the evening time there. 18th day, that is the last day, 5th day, the king only comes. The king, or now whoever is the king or his descendants there, they come, they have a private darshan of the Lord. And Anuradha just remind me, I got a WhatsApp, just for the sake of those who ask, that Tiruvabharanam box going inside the temple and coming outside the temple, they have this video, short video that is there. So that Tiruvabharanam darshan is given only to the, final darshan is only given to the royal family, and then the temple closes. So it was on Tuesday. Last Tuesday was the thing. And then again he goes into the yogic tapas form where nobody will sort of disturb him. This is the tradition. Now, as I said, the temple will be open next February middle also, then March middle also, then the New Year also. Like that, it will open, and because you cannot otherwise handle the crowd and devotees. Many people, they prefer to go in the in-between time. But since this is the main time, this January 15 period is the maximum crowd there, maximum. And as I said, every year when a person comes, he crosses, like, it is not that 18th year again you become something great or something, but every year you are supposed to be more mature, cross over your negativities and other thing. So the final merger is therefore guaranteed as far as the Lord is concerned. That is his promise there. Right. But I am sure anybody, let us say, Shravan month, people take Vrata and go to Devgar and other great Shiva temples. Shashti Vrata they take and go in Kartik month to Kartikeya temples. Navaratri Vrata they do and go to Durga and Amba temples during the Navaratri period. As I said, only this Vrata period is very conspicuous because of the length. It's much more. Others are 6 days, 9 days. Chat Puja is 3 days. Like that is the Vrata period. But whatever Vrata anybody does, when he goes to undergoes that, his experience of that after that will be something different. Now, Brahmacharya Vrata is one of the main Vratas of this Sabarimala. There he talks about 8 types of contact that you need to avoid. For the men who go there, he say 8 type of contact with the women who avoid. That starts with even normally seeing, meaning normally seeing means seeing beyond necessity. That's where it starts. Then thinking, then wanting to talk, then wanting to be together, then touching, then so he says if you start or arrest at the first point only, then all others can be done. Now, on the way also there are various what you call prayashita and other mantras that we say daily also, because as I said, if everybody maintains this for 48 days, he is already there. So, whatever and however, when you are genuine in trying, he is going to help you. And for the extent that you can't, you say, I am sorry, I am not able to do, that sort of a thing that they say, this is what, so please still grant me darshan. That sort of things are also there. It is not that completely left high and dry or something like that. But the whole idea is to taste that. So people, once they taste that, they may say, oh my God, this trip is enough. Lord is in the heart. I'll go to the local temple. But when the next season happens, they are the first ones to go and put the mala again, because it becomes sort of addictive. And the Makara Jyoti Darshan and this is what people's experience are in general about this particular trip. But as I said, it will be when the crowd is there, everything will happen, commercialization will happen. Earlier on all, people say, along the way, people are just putting up some stalls to give hot water and the herbal water and all. Now the government has restricted all those things. They should say not only some shops are kept and there you go and buy something and eat. Like that. They try to make things difficult also like this. But still, that somehow people have a thought, I should do. There is some mythological stories also associated with it. The first time who goes is called as a Kanni Swami. Kanni means in Tamil virgin. Virgin means first time. Virgin is one who. So first time when everybody is going, they are very strict and very sincere. They want to be, want to do it fully. All those things are. Once it becomes usual, then they become little casual. Anyway, I have gone. But he says nowhere it is said whether you come the 100th time or the first time, you have to follow the same principle. There's no concession. Even if you are a Guru Swami, gone there 18 times and you have the power to guide others also, still there is no compromise as far as this is concerned. But it does become casual. It will. That is the, nature of the mind, that it will take it to be like that. Now everything is spoon fed to us, and then we even lose the thing. It is like same thing when the Makara Jyoti is shown on TV. What is the big deal? Why are people making big fuss out of it? No, only but when people go for arduous journey, taking the thing, then it reveals in a different way for them. No, since we are on Ayyappa, I'll reveal this incident also. It's interesting. One person had this ardent desire to visit Sabarimala. All through his lifetime, he is not able to. And he has become old now. So his sons wanted to fulfill his wish. somehow they got the connection with even the temple authorities there and maybe people on the way also. And they made arrangements as though he was taken by flight to Cochin airport. From there, a car was ready. It went up to the base on the Pampa River there. From there, Dolly was there or something carried. And he was given exclusive darshan in the night when they sing Hariharas and Manal. Very few crowd is there. He was part of it. He came there and he was in the car back to the airport. They were going. So one guide was also there. So that guide was feeling thrilled in the sense that ultimately, at least he was able to uh, bring the person and show him the darshan, like that. So what jolted him was that man was asking, sir, from the morning we are going from airport here, there. When are we going to the Ayyappa temple, Sabarimala? He said, that is where you went and you had darshan there. He was not even registering that. Okay. Now, it can be possible. People say it is very difficult and it's a very small darshan there. How can it be so easy? See, the point is that he has not put in any effort or anything. That the Lord has come and gone also, he has not registered. It was like a very funny incident. It is, but actual incident it happened. One story associated with that Mahishi is that, which is again it's a false myth, somewhat recently created. There is this what do you call? There is a sharam. Sharam means arrow. So the Kannisami has to bring an arrow, small arrow type of thing. And there's a place where you have to put that in that tree or something and then proceed towards the darshan. It means that this year some new entrant has come into the temple. New. So the story is that after Lord Ayyappa killed Mahishi, the form of her came, and it is that she wanted to marry Ayyappa. And she said, whatever it is, I am brahmachari this year. She was insistent. And he said, if in any year Kannisami doesn't come, that means the um, first timers don't come, that year I'll marry, is a story associated. So what happens is there's a ritual after all these days. On the elephant, she comes and sees, but that arrow is there, sharam is there. Many are there. That means this year new people have come, so she goes back disappointed every year. This is the thing. So there can be never a year where new entrants, new devotees are not coming to the temple. This is a myth, but actually it is not so. Because the person who comes on the elephant and sees this and goes is not actually the Manjamata, it is the Lord himself. He has mustache and everything. But the story is so much implanted that it is passed down to everybody like that, that everybody believes that this is like the story. Now, why I was reminded is the attraction, as I said, like it was unknown deity, slowly became known, various things. And the one of the features of this temple, like some other temples that you can easily point out in India, like as I said, Pandharpur, Lord Panduranga, and Puri Jagannath temple, etc., is that the deity, which could be local there, but very powerful, and unites everybody across all the caste and community. That way, Ayyappa is very powerful. Whichever deity is like that, the so-called outsiders, seculars, and the extension of the government and everybody has an eye on that. They create controversies. They try to press that and do various things. Okay, but all that they want is the money of the temple. That is very important. Because lakhs and lakhs of people go, and that is there. So that's why constantly there is a case and all, and Kerala High Court gave an order. It belongs to the board only, not to the government. But unfortunately, the temples are mostly under the control of the government only, and they take the temple's money, but they have nothing to do with any like the kings of the past who were very, very devoted like that and all. It's not that. So therefore, very many times, very many controversies have been created, and every time Ayyappa comes out in a bigger form and then he takes his Vishwarupa only there. Therefore, devotees keeps on increasing. Uh, you know, nowadays I do not know, those who follow Tamil Nadu politics, they will know that this Periyar is a very big figure there. Okay, Periyar E.V. Ramaswamy, supposed to be like a reformist and rational person, which is not the case actually. And it is based on him only, all the Dravidian party and later the political wing, which is the DMK, then later ADMK, all these things. So he is no doubt a important figure, whether you like it or not. He has become like that. He was in the name of rationalism only, but it is basically anti-Hinduism, anti-Brahmins, like that only it is. So they would try to induce people to do everything which people hold dear. Like you have the Mangal Sutra, that is a bondage for women, take it away. Anybody can be with anybody. And if everybody wears proper auspicious dress, white or color, no, wear only black, like that. So they have like a uniform that they will wear black shirt only. Their people, black shirt is their sort of identity. So once that black shirts increased, 4 or 5 times, Ayyappa's black shirts increased in Tamil Nadu actually. Black shirt only Ayyappa people, the devotees also wear. They wear the black dhoti or dark blue dhoti, like that only it is. So in each and every way, he is the force which unites in a strong way. Because when the Dravidian leader himself, MGR was a chief minister, when he was hospitalized, that very year, in 1985 or so, devotees to Sabarimala from Tamil Nadu increased fourfold, just to pray for their beloved leader or something like that. So it is always this which is like a countering force. So you will see that controversies are always created. Why women should not go? Why this? Actually, that's a very simple and logical reason. And when Parasharan, the great advocate, was arguing this case in Supreme Court, final argument was only this, that temple is not just a place of worship. Temple is the abode of God. Mosque is a place of worship. That is why the Saudi prince was once asked, I am talking about in 2000s, there were no problems for them demolishing so many mosques and other things. So one of the Indian politicians asked him, how is it that so easily you keep on demolishing mosques? And because for improvement or water or a pipe you want to put, a road you want to build, they do that. So he said, for us, mosque is just a gathering place. It is a place of worship. As far as Allah is concerned, He alone can be worshipped and He is formless. There cannot be any deity or anything related to that. These are the principles are very clear for them. Okay. Church is also a place of worship. Though they keep a cross there, though the sort of the corpse which hangs on the cross, that form of Jesus is there. But you will find church, what is the beauty is, not only in India, all over the world, is they don't have anything original with reference to their worship or this or that. Everything is borrowed, but they digest it and they this. So in India, you will find Dvajastambhas in church. You go to South India, Dvajastambha is the you have the chariot being pulled around the temple. You have those things. So that means absorption of the local culture, which is like digestion. This concept is called digestion. That they do. So, but as far as a Hindu is concerned, when you go in front of a church or mosque also, you'll do like this and we go. Because as far as we are concerned, anything that is associated with it's like a God is there. Like this, he will go. It can be a stone under a tree also, or it can be a big temple also. This is the vision that we have. So, what Parashara argued was that as far as Sabarimala is concerned, Lord Ayyappa is the owner. He is his temple. He is his house, like it is his house. Like Ayodhya is Rama's palace, Rama's house it is. What rules he has set, follow that. That is the be all and end all of all argument. But it is very easy to understand as to why women of in the menstruation age is not allowed. So they say below 10 years and above 50 years, indicative ages like this, because in whichever day anybody, even if you strictly want to do the Vrata, it is not possible to continue for 48 days. As simple as that. It is as logical as that. Now, when the rajas is outflowing in that period, it directly affects the vrata, which is against what is given in for that temple. That's about all. So there are 1,000 other Ayyappa temples where you can go. There are 1,000 other ways of worship which you can do, but they are not all interested in that. They just want to prove a point why it should not be done and why. In fact, there are various other temples where only women are allowed in India. Men are not allowed. Puja also they only do. Even when the puja is done outside the temple on a particular day, men are not allowed. Like that and all is there. There are some mountains and holy places in Italy, in Japan, where women are not allowed. They don't make a fuss about it. Now, we need not go into the science of saying whether it is what you call a volcanic area or and one more thing for sure is that the wild animals which are there in the forest, particularly it's a Periyar tiger reserve. It is a tiger forest, and Ayyappa is a Puli Vahana. That is, he is the Puli is the tiger. Okay. They are attracted towards the smell of the blood, if at all it happens, So it is very clear and very logical. There is no doubt about it. All this is not required. By faith, whatever is sanctioned, people follow. And it is followed for centuries together, millennia together. So these controversies are created only to undermine the faith and slowly dismantle the people's hold over this. That has been always the case with any sort of a foreign intervention in this. When I say foreign, not necessarily outside India, this thought, the foreign thought itself, this has been there. But every time Lord Ayyappa knows how to handle and he emerges, in a bigger form all the time. That's what is actually happening. Otherwise, who in North India would know of this? It is because of this controversy only everybody knew. Then they come to know. Then they know he is the Kali Yuga Varada. He is there sitting for the people in Kali Yuga. They come to know. So in that process, what are they doing actually? They are only adding more devotees, more faith. This is what will happen. This is called as what? Streisand effect, I think. Streisand effect. You create something, a controversy, so that something is having a negative publicity. On the other hand, you enhance their publicity by your own stupidity. These people, they do that actually. Right. Yes, Sarasu.
Harivam, sir.
Yes.
After wearing that jewelry brought by Tiruvabharanam, this thing from Bandalam, when showing the Devatana, exactly that Makara Jyoti is seen actually.
Correct.
Is it the divine power, sir?
Right. Now, Makara Jyoti is again one thing, something very, very unique as far as Sabarimala is concerned. On the Makara Sankranti day, towards after the sunset, on the hill, three Jyoti appear, one after the other, within a span of around maximum 20 seconds. But not even that. This year was, if people say very long, like 20 seconds is 20 seconds means not for 20 seconds it will glow. Within 20 seconds, it will come and go like this. 3 times it will come and go, 20 seconds. But we had clear darshan. We had very clear, longer darshan also, because last year cloud came, rain came, people were disappointed, they could not see. And the viewpoints are from various angles in the mountains. Some see from Sannidhanam itself on the top of Sabarimala, from the top of Sabarimala. Some see from the banks of Pampa or in the middle of Pampa. Some see from various other mountain ranges and other things. Now, this Jyoti is also has got a very, very ancient and long history. The Tattva is quite easy for us to understand because we are like dealing with it, that the Jyoti Swarupa, or the light which represents the light of consciousness, is what he reveals himself as the Tattva. Ultimately, in realization, the heart cave in you, in which the light of consciousness shines. Hridaya Guhara Madhye is, we have studied in Atma Bodha, we have studied in all Upanishads. It comes, the heart cave firmament, that is where the self is seated, that shines forth, which represents enlightenment. The term is also enlightenment, they say, light, enlightenment, it is. The external Jyoti that you see there is representative of that. Till we see this inside, he says, come and see so that you get inspired, and someday you have to get that within you. That is the tattva behind it. Now, people obviously question, is it, how does the Jyoti come? Is it somebody lighting? Kerala State Electricity Board only does that thing. They themselves have admitted, they show it 3 times there. Okay, before the electricity, okay, some tribals were there. Because this has been happening for centuries. In those days, electricity was not there. How does the Jyoti come? Tribals, it is their god. They, they light the lamp there, and then it has become a very cult myth, big thing like this. Otherwise, how can suddenly some Jyoti come from somewhere? It is only a matter of faith, nothing more actually. And as I said, it is very unique to this temple on the Makara Sankranti day. And nowadays, people show in the TV also. In every news channel, it is getting covered and people see it in their own television. Obviously, the experience will not be the same because people are waiting for it. The crowds start filling from the evening only, before 3-4 hours, because you have to get a proper spot. And by the side of Pampa, when lorry and all is there, people climb on top of it, or they climb the top of a tree so that nothing obstructs them. Because with all the thing, the person standing in front of you, in the heat of his thing, he raises his hand, then you miss it, like that it is. So they have to find the proper spot, etc. And they start filling all, there's no place even 1 inch is there. Every river, every part is completely filled. In the middle of the river only we see that. Of course, the river flow is very low. Sometimes on this day, they open the river dam also there, because it is so many devotees or so many things, it's very dirty. So the new water comes and washes away everything also. So people stand in waist height to water also and have that darshan. And standing there amidst all the devotees and having the darshan is again a unique and a different experience. And with reference to the Kundalini and yogic path, they say this is like the Sahasra Chakra, which represents the, again, enlightenment in that path. So you have 6 temples which represents the 6 chakras. The final Agnya Chakra is the Sabarimala. And the Sahasra Chakra is represented by the Jyoti that they say. So if you ask me directly, I really do not know. But we had a brilliant darshan and I have no reason. Even if it is any other Jyoti or even, it is not different from what is truly the Lord there. So it is the Lord revealing himself in the form of Jyoti. And this worshipping the Lord or the light of consciousness in the form of Jyoti is quite universal. And it is that which is revealing, because air we cannot see or understand. Space is space. If a person can close his eyes and feel that within he is of a very high level of a sadhak, this is something to a commoner, to the last person who comes there as a devotee, Lord is revealing himself as the thing, is the belief there. Like Tiruvabharanam is the place where Lord Shiva is in the form of Agni, and Tiruvabharanam Deepam on Kartika day is also important. But there the people light the lamp on the top of the hill. People. Here it is believed to be Lord revealing himself in the form of the Jyoti it comes. And interesting, when the Tiruvabharanam box, which is the ornament box, is coming from the palace of the king via the forest route towards the temple it goes, it passed through our Viri, where we were staying also, it passed through us. There people spot 3 eagles, that is Garuda thing. The 3 eagles keep on circulating. I was able to spot 2, but some of our camp members, they saw 3 also. At various times it comes and goes. One makes a big circle around the whole area. one makes a medium circle around that particular area and one around that, like the box only. So as along the box, it is believed that these accompany like a security. Of course, other securities are also going. The Travancore, there was some board and police and those people are there. But everybody what do you call? There is this place in Tamil Nadu called Tirukazhkundram. Those who have seen the Shankar's movie Robo, that Robo had a second 2.0 release also, which was not a big hit, but it came. That movie is based on Bird, and that story is built around the Tirukazhkundram only, where there also it's that the place itself is named after Kaluga means eagle. In the temple, in the midday, when the offering is there, from somewhere that eagle will come there. Eagle being a carnivorous bird also, but feeds on whatever is the prasad offered there. Even today they say, because whenever we are in Chennai, we are taken to excursion. That's the maximum excursion point. You can go and return within a day. That's the point. So that temple, like that, here this Karug or this eagle was revelation again. This we didn't know that, but that was circling around that day.
So that Tiruvabharanam also they are bringing by walk, I think.
By walk. By walk, they carry on the head. 3-4 people carry it on the head, and they have protection of all the royal family, and then the police and other people, they walk along the way in the same path. Through a shortcut route, which is extremely dense forest, which is not recommended for the devotees. That Vandiperiyar is actually a declared tiger reserve forest, that and elephants and tigers, they're all there. And in the COVID period, what happened was, since all the temples and other things was closed and movements and restrictions were there, the animal population increased there. So that is why post-COVID, otherwise people used to walk in the nights also earlier. Nowadays, they have strict electric fences and they close the certain areas. If you cross before 6:30 there, it's fine. Otherwise, you have to stay within there, adjust somewhere. If you get a viri or a mat, it's fine. Otherwise, it's you have to adjust. That's all. So they are very strict about it. And the animals come out only in the nights there, that way. At least in this period, they come out in the nights.
So Brahman is effulgent, and that is we are seeing as a Jyoti.
Correct. Self-effulgent, and it reveals. And main thing is, it reveals itself. So in the heart firmament of yourself, ultimately it reveals itself. It is revealed. It is self-effulgent. No effort can get that. All your effort and sadhana is to dismantle your negativities and weaknesses, and that which covers it, that which is already there, reveals itself. This is the tattva behind the Makara Jyoti there.
Poornam Adah Poornamidam Poornat Poornamudachyate Poornasya Poornamadaya Poornamevavashishyate